And the winner is... Well, the time has come.
Kathryn Bigelow was born on November 27, 1951 in San Carlos, California, and from a young age, Kathryn was drawn to art. Bigelow's creative endeavors began with painting. Bigelow spent much of her early years pursuing her passion, going on to study painting at the San Francisco Art Institute, and eventually earning her a scholarship to the Whitney Museum of Art in 1972.
I would paint my whole life. I started painting at around, 6, 7, and loved it. And
so not a 9-year-old model, or?
Oh God, no. No. No, I was very gangly, had braces, short hair, and completely ostracized. I was the person that drew in the back of the class. I completely immersed in art and went to the San Francisco Art Institute once I graduated from high school, and still protesting the war. And then went to New York. I was given it's this kind of interesting program developed by the Whitney Museum where they take 15 students at that time from around, this is 1973-4, from around the country and give you your own studio in New York City. At the end of the year, you have a group show at the Whitney. I mean, it's kind of incredible.
Yeah.
However, her passion soon shifted to another creative medium, film. Bigelow followed her desire for film by earning her master's in film theory and criticism from Columbia in 1979. She made her first short film debut while she was in school, called The Setup, but Bigelow made her directorial debut in 1981 with a film titled The Loveless. She would go on to build her resume with films such as Near Dark in 1987 and Blue Steel in 1990, but Bigelow's career would hit a turning point in 1991 with the film Point Break. This thriller stars Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze and was praised for its intriguing characters and riveting cinematography. Many audiences were shocked to see the face behind this film, considering the traditional masculinity associated with action blockbusters. But Bigelow never viewed her gender as a hindrance in filmmaking.
Well, I liked the script. I wanted to do it, and I couldn't. I can't dignify gender as a sort of something that would hold somebody back, So I didn't even acknowledge that as something that would be a problem, and I just wanted to do it.
After Point Break in 1991, Bigelow would continue to direct, even trying her hand at a few television shows. Bigelow's adventure into television would eventually lead her to Mark Boal, an accomplished journalist with little film and television experience. Bigelow and Boal first worked together on a 2003 television series called The Inside. When Boal said he was going to Baghdad to report with an American bomb squad, Bigelow saw this as a perfect opportunity to showcase a very important story, and Boal believed she was the only director with the skill set to do so. Bigelow has always seen a space for politics within film and believed an authentic story of this kind could garner more empathies for soldiers overseas.
Well, I think certainly I'm drawn to provocative characters that find themselves in kind of very dangerous, if not epic, situations. And war is a great crucible. It's defining, it's dehumanizing, it's tragic, and I think that it's an incredibly versatile and sort of profound canvas on which to work.
Yeah, but you're not a political filmmaker, as has been pointed out several times. Are you more aesthetic?
I think that I think that if you mean avoiding politics, I avoid speeches.
Boal ended up writing a screenplay called The Hurt Locker. The film follows an army bomb squad and the challenges they face on a day-to-day basis during the Iraq War. For Bigelow, authenticity was key in directing The Hurt Locker. Lead actor Jeremy Renner wears a real bomb-proof Kevlar suit, weighing around 80 pounds throughout the film, despite the 100-degree weather the crew experienced while shooting in the country of Jordan. She wanted the audience to be fully immersed in the movie, making it a true psychological thriller. Bigelow even collaborated with two organizations, the Wounded EOD Warrior Foundation and the EOD Memorial Foundation, both of whom support bomb technicians killed or wounded in the services. For Bigelow, this was the only audience she wanted to impress. In a 2009 interview with the Los Angeles Times, Bigelow said, "It has been gratifying that the movie has helped build an awareness about a job and a situation that might have been abstract for a lot of people." The Hurt Locker officially hit theaters on June 5, 2009, to rave reviews from audiences and critics alike. The film officially made $49.2 million at box office, but 2009 wouldn't even capture the heights this film would soon reach. The annual Academy Awards is the most distinguished ceremony to honor some of the best pieces of cinema. Those who earn Oscars cement their place in cinematic history forever, and The Hurt Locker ensured its place in film history in 2010 when it received 9 Oscar nominations. Among these nominations were 2 of the most prominent categories, Best Picture and Best Director. Many of the most well-known directors in cinema history have won Oscars, but up until 2010 they all shared one main characteristic. They were all men. In fact, Kathryn Bigelow was only the 4th woman in Oscars history to even be nominated, with Lena Wertmüller, Jane Champion, and Sofia Coppola all losing the honor. And while Bigelow's directing was undeniably top tier, she faced tough competition within her category that made her prospects seem slim. Jason Reitman was nominated for Up in the Air, starring George Clooney. Lee Daniels was nominated for Precious, based on the novel Push by Sapphire, and Daniels' win would have meant the first African American to ever win the honor of Best Director as well. A name even a casual film lover knows was on the ballot that year as well, with Quentin Tarantino up for Inglourious Basterds. And finally, James Cameron was nominated for his film Avatar. Avatar was praised highly in 2009 as being one of the most innovative and imaginative films ever made. Audiences were blown away at the intricate world that Cameron had created. This led the film to gross over $2.8 billion, becoming the highest grossing film of all time. Clearly, these 2 films were on very different levels. To compare, The Hurt Locker was made on a budget of $15 million. Avatar was made on a budget of $237 million. Cameron was also a very established director, with films such as The Terminator, Aliens, and Titanic under his belt years before Avatar even came out. Cameron had already won the Oscar for Best Director in 1998 for Titanic, so it was already made very clear that the Academy enjoyed his work. Bigelow's competition was strong, but even still.
Well, the time has come. Kathryn Bigelow!
This really is, there's no other way to describe it. It's the moment of a lifetime. And I'd just like to dedicate this to the women and men in the military who risk their lives on a daily basis in Iraq and Afghanistan and around the world, and may they come home safe. Thank you.
The Hurt Locker also went on to win Best Picture that same night. Bigelow's unwavering loyalty to authenticity and storytelling allowed her to make cinematic history, and her voice is one that is much needed in the film community.
In order to make it, you have to believe in it so very strongly. I certainly know that has been my case anyway. And the story you choose to tell has to be one you really sincerely care about. You always have to ask yourself, why? How does what we do give our lives meaning?